Hello CA Foundation students, how are you all? Hope so you all are good and doing well at your home. Also hope so that you all are studying very seriously for your exams, guys. As December is very near and you have to be very serious regarding your timetable, regarding your studies, and you have to study regularly each and every subject so that you will be able to revise the subject at the time of exam and you will be able to solve the exam very properly and you will be clear the exam in the first attempt. Okay, guys, be serious, make your timetable, study regularly, and study seriously. Okay, so practically on this side will teach you economics and BCK for CA Foundation December 2021. Okay, okay, guys. As some of the basic information for having the latest update regarding the live lectures of all of the three faculties, all of the three and four faculties, you have to join our Telegram channel so that you will be able to have the latest update regarding the live lectures of all the three faculties as when we are going to take plus class, special class, YT class, all the details will be shared in this Telegram group. And apart from that, whatever the thing you require, we will share in this Telegram group, and it will be like having latest update regarding each and everything. So the link of the Telegram group is given below in the description box. Please go and click that link so that you will be able to join the Telegram group and you will be able to have the latest update regarding the lectures. Okay, timetable for the month of October. Hurry up, guys. We have to see the timetable for the month of October. All the three faculties will be meet you at this time for the month of October. As you can see, Neeraj sir for maths, Punarvas sir for law, and Prachi ma'am for economics. So I will be there to take your YT session every day at 11 a.m. I will be there to take your plus. I will be there to take your special class at 1 p.m. on Tuesday and Wednesday. And for plus class, I will be there at 9 a.m. in the morning, and every day for 1.5 hours I will take your economics class on plus, that is what, on 9 a.m. from 9 to 10:30. Okay, daily. And apart from that, the important thing which you should know, Friday evenings we all will be there. All the three educators will be there with the mega menti quiz for you all. All the three educators will be there to take the quiz for all the three subjects. Neeraj sir, PJ sir, and Prachi ma'am will be there to fight the battle, and you students have to participate to be the part of that battle so that you will be able to win and you can be able to test your knowledge in which position you are standing for the exams. Okay, guys. So don't forget Friday evenings 7 p.m. Menti quiz with all the three faculties. Okay, all the three subjects we are having the Menti quiz. Okay. Apart from this, the important thing which you should know is the Iconic and Plus subscription fee structure, guys. This is the important thing. Then only you will be able to enjoy or avail all of the benefits regarding the Plus platform and Iconic platform. Okay, and regarding your syllabus. As for if you are going for Plus courses, as the Plus courses is having the benefit of educator, live classes, PDF, test and uh, test and quizzes. These are the benefits of Plus courses. And for Plus courses, you can subscribe for 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, and 24 months. This is what you can have the subscription plan. And the fees for 3 months is 9,000, 6 months is 10,800, 12 months is 14,400, and 24 months is 19,800. This is the fee structure. As you will also get the 10% discount by using the code Prachi10. As if you use the code Prachi10, you will get the discount, guys. Okay. So for having the 10% discount, you have to use the code Prachi10, PRACHI Prachi 1010. And as if you'll ask me, ma'am, which subscription plan is better? So 24-month subscription plan is better because in less fees you are getting the more services. As if you will go for 3 months or 6 months, so it will be having more cost. Okay, and as if with more features, if you go with Iconic subscription where you will have the personal coach and printed books also, there also you are having the plans for 6 months, 12 months, and 24 months, and the fees will be 20 to 500, 31 500, 50 to 500. You are also eligible to have the discount of 10% by using the code Prachi10. Okay, this was all about the basic information. Many more batches are also streaming simultaneously on our Academy's platform. You can have a look. That is what the feature, that is what the best thing which an Academy provides you with the option to choose your educator. Okay, so today we are going to revise NABARD. Yes, everyone. As you all know, in chapter number 5, that is what organizations facilitating business, we have to study who are the facilitators of the business. Okay, as we have to study who are the facilitators of the business. So, in that chapter, what we have seen, we have to see business facilitator. And these business facilitators are divided into three categories. Yes, that is what first one is your 1 second. First one is your point of contact. Remember everyone, first one is your point of contact. Second one is your aids to trade. And third one is your government, and which is divided into two parts. That is what funding institutions and non-funding institutions. And in non-funding institutions, as one by one, in point of contact, we were having freight forwarder, as you all know. These all are the business facilitators. And point of contact is the most immediate business facilitator to do business, in which we are having four point of contact which helps the business to perform day-to-day activities. Freight forwarder, business incubator, finance advisor, or consultant. Consultant. And the fourth one is merchandise. Fourth one is what? Merchant. Got it? So these are your four point of contact business facilitator which facilitates the business for having the day-to-day activity. When we talk about aids to trade, so we were having transport, then we were having warehouses, then we were having 1 second, warehouses, then we were having banking and finance, and the last one we are having is insurance. So this was all about the business facilitator, that is what auxiliaries to trade, aids to trade. Without these facilities, you are not able to perform your business activity. And when we talk about government as the business facilitator, in that we are having two, funding institutions and non-funding institutions. In non-funding institutions, we are having RBI, we are having SEBI, we are having CCI, and we are having IRDAI. IRDAI. And in funding institutions, we are having the whole and sole institution, NABARD. We are having the whole and sole institution, NABARD. In this lecture, in detail, we are going to revise the concept of NABARD. We are going to revise in brief the concept of NABARD. What is all about NABARD? Why NABARD is the only funding institutions? And what about the other funding institutions which were prevailing till now? Where are they? And why only one funding institutions we are going to study, NABARD, and where are the other institutions which were in the existence earlier and now they are not in existence, and only NABARD we are going to study as a funding institution. So one by one we are going to study. This was all about the core of the chapter which we were studying, organizations facilitating business. In that we were having three facilitators, point of contact, aids to trade, and government. And in government we were having two, that is what funding and non-funding. In funding we have seen RBI, SEBI, CCI, and IRDAI. And in non-funding we have seen RBI, SEBI, CCI, and IRDAI. In funding, we have to see NABARD. So in today's lecture, we are going to study all about the NABARD. So ready everyone? Okay. 1 second, I will have the notes. Yes. So introduction from your module, and then apart from this, the other important thing we are going to see from our notes. Okay, so what is all about? First, we should know what is all about funding institutions. Before starting with NABARD, we should know what is all about funding institutions and who are the part of funding institutions. What are the part of funding institutions and why we are studying funding institutions? So, funding institutions is all about the institutions which will provide the funds. As when we talk about non-funding institutions, the non-funding institutions are the regulatory body which only regulates and controls the business activities. Provide them with the rules, regulations, formats, laws, acts, so that the business should function in a smooth manner. So non-funding institutions are the institutions which does not provide any kind of fund, and they are the regulatory body. As RBI, SEBI, CCI, IRD, these are all the regulatory body. But when we talk about funding institution, as the name suggests, here the funds will be provided. What did I say? Here the funds will be provided. As the name itself is all about funding institution. That means here the purpose of the institution is to provide the fund. All of us know any business cannot be performed without the finance. Every business requires the funds to perform the business. Every business requires the fund to do the business activities. The funds are the lifeblood of the business. As there will be no funds, there will be no business. You cannot able to perform the business. So for performing the business, for the functioning of the business, the funds to be required. The business is in the requirement of working capital. The business is in the requirement of fixed capital. As the business in the requirement of capital expenditure, as there are many capital expenditure are there which you have to incur. So to incur that capital expenditure, you require the funds. So from where you will bring this? From where you will bring this funds? As you are having capital expenditure, as you are having revenue expenditure, as you require the working capital, as you require the fixed capital, so many things are there which you require to perform the business. And as if the funds are required to perform the business to incur your capital expenditure, other expenses, from where you will bring these funds? From where you will have these funds? So, to solve this issue of funds, we are having funding institutions also known as Indian Development Bank. So the purpose of this Indian Development Bank is to provide funds to the businesses, those who are in the need of the fund. As the name suggests, Indian Development Bank. Here we are having the institution for the special purpose that these are the special purpose bank for the development of the business organization. Whatever the bank you will open under this category, if you are having the institution under the Indian Developmental Bank, so that institution particularly will have the specific objective for development of any specific area. As the name suggests, Indian Developmental Bank. That means you are having the banks here for the development. What they are trying to say, you are having the banks here for the developmental purpose. The purpose of that particular institution is to provide the funds for the development purpose, not accepting the deposit, advancing loan is the basic purpose of that bank. So the basic purpose of Indian Developmental Bank is to develop the area for which the bank have been opened. As the institute is running for the purpose of development. Okay, let's see what is your module is all about. Finance is said to be the lifeblood of the business, obviously. Business financial need may be broadly understood from the need for finance for day-to-day operation. Yes, every business require funds for the day-to-day operation, and that funds are treated to be as working capital. So the funds which you require for the day-to-day operations of the business is known as their working capital. And the need for finance for undertaking capital expenditure also. And there is also a need of capital expenditure. As because so many capital expenditures are there, you have to fulfill that capital expenditure. machinery, furniture, manufacturing, so many things are there. And you have to meet all of these capital expenditure. So working capital needs are met by trade credit or credit from the commercial bank. So working capital needs are too small. They can be fulfilled with the help of trade credit and commercial bank. As two types of funds you require, working capital and capital expenditure. Working capital is the small fund which you require to perform the day-to-day activity of the business. So that need of working capital you can fulfill with the help of trade credit and commercial bank. But when it comes to capital expenditure, that means your requirement is huge. Huge fund is required. So the financing of capex means capital expenditure, may be done by the recourse of capital market for the special purpose financial institution created in this regard. So your need of capital expenditure can be fulfilled with the help of financial institution that have been launched for the special purpose for the finance. So as the institutions are having the special purpose of finance, as the institution is having a special purpose of finance, so that institutions will be used to fulfill your requirement of capital expenditure. Got it, everyone? So to fulfill your need of capital expenditure, there are the special purpose financial institutions under the Indian Developmental Bank. So their purpose is to provide finance help to all of the business, those who are in the need of the finance. Got it, everyone? Okay. In the first 4 decades since independence, when the Indian capital market was rather underdeveloped and fueling of industrial development was entrusted to a battery of special purpose financial institutions created towards this purpose. As after the independence, our industrial bank was like, 1 second. As after the independence, the industrial sector was underdeveloped. The industrial sector was totally underdeveloped, and there was a need to develop the industrial sector. So to develop the industrial sector, we were having the special purpose financial institution so that we will be able to develop the industrial sector. So this responsibility to develop the industrial sector was given to the special purpose financial institutions so that they will be the responsibility was entrusted to special purpose financial institutions so that they will be able to develop the concept of industrial sector. So we were having the special purpose financial institutions that will provide finance basically to whom? That will provide finance basically to industrial sector. And then the industrial sector will grow. Thus, these special purpose financial institutions were called developmental banks. So for the purpose of the development of the industrial sector, whatever the financial institutions you have launched for fulfilling the objective of development of industrial sector, that financial institutions are known as developmental banks. But everyone, as after the independence, our industrial sector was totally underdeveloped. So to develop that industrial sector, we were having some of the special purpose financial institution. So the responsibility was entrusted to special purpose financial institution to develop the industrial sector, and the special purpose financial institution which are having the responsibility to grow the industrial sector are known as developmental banks. Got it, everyone? So the institutions which are entrusted the responsibility to develop the industrial sector, that institutions are known as developmental banks because they are having a specific purpose to provide finance to the industrial sector only. So the purpose of that financial sector is to grow industrial sector only. That means the purpose of that institution is very specific, and when you are having a specific purpose, so that is the part of your Indian developmental bank. Okay. In India, genesis of developmental banking may be traced to the setting up of the Financial Industrial Finance Corporation of India, that is what in 1948. So the genesis of developmental bank have been started with the help of Industrial Finance Corporation of India. So the first developmental bank which we were having in India was Industrial Finance Corporation of India, 1948. Once again, so the first developmental bank which we were having in India. The genesis of developmental bank was have been started with the help of Industrial Finance Corporation of India in 1948. Setting up of the Industrial Credit Investment Corporation of India also, and after that we have set it up ICICI took place in 1955, and after that, after ICICI we were having IDBI, Industries Developmental Bank of India, 1964. We have to study all these institutes also beforehand. Till now we have to study all these institutes also, IFCI, ICICI, IDBI, but later two developmental banks have since converted into commercial banks. Later, ICICI and IDBI was converted into the commercial bank. As earlier they were the developmental bank having the special purpose, but later on they have been converted into commercial bank. You have to remember MCQ question quickly, guys. Quickly, everyone. ICICI and IDBI were converted into commercial bank, and that is why they are not part of the funding institutions right now, and we are not studying ICICI and IDBI. And the first developmental bank, that is what IFCI, is now converted into non-banking finance company in non-deposit seeking institution category. These institutions need to be restructured in the view of the fact that the Indian capital market developed fairly and assumed capabilities to finance the large industrial projects. Actually, the purpose was fulfilled. The purpose for which you have launched these banks as IFCI, IDBI, ICICI, the purpose was fulfilled. So as the purpose was fulfilled, they have been restructured. So the IDBI and ICICI was converted into commercial bank from the developmental bank, and IFCI was converted into NBFC. Got it, everyone? So as we have started with developmental institutions, the genesis of developmental institution which was IFCI, later on ICICI, and then IDBI. And after the fulfillment of the purpose, the two developmental banks, that is what ICICI and IDBI, was converted into commercial bank, and IFCI was converted into NBFC. Got it, everyone? Very good. So only the one big developmental banks which we are having right now in the current situation, in the current scenario, that is what all about your NABARD. Financing agricultural and rural developmental how continued to the pose of developmental challenge. These explains the emergence of NABARD. You earlier you find the requirement of industrial sector developmental bank, as after the independence your industrial sector was underdeveloped. So you find the requirement that there should be a financial institution for industrial sector. But as if after having the financial institutions for industrial sector, your purpose was fulfilled, and now industrial sector is on peak in India. So the purpose of industrial sector is fulfilled. So the next basic requirement is for the development of agriculture and rural development. So for the development of agriculture and rural development, now you are having a new developmental bank, that is what NABARD. As the purpose of industrial sector development was fulfilled with the three developmental banks, and now they have been converted into the other banks. So the other thing where the development is required is all about your agriculture and rural development. So to develop your agriculture and rural development, we are having NABARD. We are having NABARD. Actually, it is all about the government will go there where there is a development is required. Developmental bank is all about what? Achha, here development is required, I am coming, I am coming. Here development is required, I am coming, I am coming. I am opening a institute for you. Don't worry. Industrial sector, your development has been done. Keep quiet. All the banks, all the developmental banks will be converted into other banks. Oh God, agriculture and rural, your development is pending. Don't worry, I am coming with NABARD. This is what how the scenario. And after that, as if the purpose of NABARD will also fulfill, will also shift to the some other bank, and then we will have some other purpose. Educational sector we can say, or any of the sector we can say. That is what government is taking care of the areas which is requiring development, and according to that we are having the developmental banks so that the finance to be provided efficiently all of the areas which are in the requirement of the development. Got it, everyone? So now agriculture and rural area are in the requirement of development. So that is why we are having NABARD. Got it, everyone? Okay. So let us study important things regarding NABARD. 1 second, everyone. Yeah. So the important thing which you have to remember is what finance is the lifeblood. As to meet the capital expenditure, you require the finance. And to meet this financial requirement, we are having special purpose financial institution. And earlier, after the independence, we were in the requirement of industrial development. So we were having the financial institutions for the industrial development, and that financial institutions was known as developmental banks. And we were having three financial institutions for the purpose of industrial development. In the genesis, we were having IFCI, ICICI, IDBI. IFCI and ICICI was converted into commercial bank after the fulfillment of purpose, and IFCI was converted into NBFC. This we have to make a note. Okay. Now, NABARD, as the requirement is there for agriculture and rural, so we are having a new financial institution, a new developmental bank, that is what National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. As the name suggests, here the development is for the purpose of agriculture and rural development. So the focus of this financial institution will be on agriculture and rural development. That is what it is, a special purpose financial institution, because the purpose is very much of specified agriculture and rural development. So Apex Developmental Bank in India. Yes, Apex Developmental Bank in India. Under the Indian Developmental Bank, this is the Apex Developmental Bank. Such a big institution, very big institution. As RBI is the apex body, no? Like that. Under the Indian Developmental Bank, NABARD is the apex body. You have to remember that NABARD is the apex body. Then, headquarters at Mumbai. 1 second, guys. Headquarters in Mumbai with branches all over the India. So, headquarters of NABARD is in Mumbai. MCQ question, remember that. Now, the important thing, NABARD is entrusted with the matters concerning policy, planning, and operation in the field of credit for agriculture and other economic activities in rural areas. So, the activities related to agriculture and the activities related to agriculture rural areas under the concern of NABARD. Whatever the decision regarding agriculture rural areas, the decision regarding finance, policies, credit, for the development purpose of the agriculture and rural areas, all the decisions will be taken by NABARD. So decisions regarding credit, policy planning, and any of the thing regarding agriculture and rural areas will be taken by NABARD. Now it will be under the concern of NABARD. So decisions regarding policies, planning operations, field of credit for agriculture and economic activities in rural area will be taken by NABARD. In short, all the important decisions for the development of agriculture and rural areas will be taken by NABARD. Simple and short. Okay. Most important institution in the country which looks after the development of important thing. MCQ question. Remember, guys. Okay. So, after the agriculture and rural areas, the most important thing for which the NABARD looks for is cottage industry, small industry, village industry, and other rural institutions. Most important institutions in the country which looks after, as NABARD is the most important institution in the country which looks after cottage industry, small industry, village industry, and rural industry. Got it, everyone? So NABARD is there to look forward for all of these categories. Then NABARD's refinance, important thing. This is also important MCQ question. NABARD refinances to whom? So NABARD's refinance is available to State Cooperative Agriculture Rural Developmental Bank, commercial bank, and other financial institution approved by RBI. If these institutions are in the favor of agriculture and rural areas, so NABARD is there to refinance them. So NABARD provides refinance to State Cooperative Agricultural and Rural Development Bank of India, then State Bank, State Cooperative Banks, Regional Rural Bank, Commercial Bank, and the banks which are approved by RBI. So whatever the banks which have been approved by RBI working for the betterment of agriculture and rural areas. So NABARD is there to provide refinance to that category of banks. MCQ question. To whom NABARD will refinance? So the NABARD will refinance to State Cooperative Agriculture and Rural Development Bank, State Cooperative Bank, Regional Rural Bank, and Commercial. So these are the banks to whom the NABARD will refinance. Got it, everyone? Then NABARD is also known as SHG Bank Linkage Program. MCQ question. Another name for NABARD is SHG Bank Linkage Program. This is the another name for NABARD. What do you mean by SHG? Self-help groups. NABARD also inculcate the habit of self-help groups and for the rural peoples. So under rural people, NABARD inculcate the habit of self-help group, that the people should come together and they should form a group and they should help each other, so that the funds will be mobilized and each and everyone will get the benefit of the funds, which encourages India's bank to lend self-help group. Yes, largely because SHG are composed mainly of poor women. This has evolved into an important Indian tool for microfinance. For having a small finance, SHG group is the most important thing. Best thing for having the microfinance. And basically this is accepted by the women. Women will come together, they will create a self-help group, then they will have the funds and they will help with that funds to each other. So that you are helping each other whatever the funds you are having. And this is what how the funds will rotate with each other. Okay. NABARD also has a portfolio of natural resource management programs involving diverse fields like watershed development, and apart from agriculture and rural areas, NABARD is also taking care of watershed development, tribal development, and farm innovation through dedicated funds set up for the purpose. So apart from agriculture and apart from rural areas, NABARD is also concerning about watershed management, tribal development and innovation, and also providing funds for the same. Got it, everyone? Then, functions of NABARD. NABARD serves as an apex financing agency for the institutions providing investment and production credit for the promoting of various developmental activities in rural areas. In simple, for the development of the activities of rural areas, NABARD is the finance provider. For the developmental activities of rural areas, NABARD will provide you the finance. Then, NABARD takes measures towards institution building for improving absorptive capacity of the credit delivery system, including monitoring, formulation, rehabilitation schemes, restructuring of credit institution, and trading personnel. These are also the function of NABARD. NABARD also takes the measure towards the institution building, improving the capacity of credit. Monitoring activities have also done by the NABARD, formulating the rehabilitation schemes and also restructuring the credit institutions, so that each and everyone will get the advantage of the NABARD functions. Then NABARD coordinates the rural financing activities of all institutions engaged in developmental work at the field level and maintains a license with Government of India, State Government and Reserve Bank of India and other national level institutions concerned with the policy coordination. Yes. NABARD also coordinate with all of these activities. NABARD undertakes monitoring and evaluation of projects and refinance by it. Yes. And to whom finance NABARD refinance that we have seen. After that, NABARD partakes in development of institution which helps the rural economy. And also NABARD keeps a check on its clients. Okay. It provides training facilities to the institutions working in the field of rural upliftment. So whosoever are working in the field of rural upliftment, NABARD will always there for them. Okay. This was all about your NABARD. And one more important thing which I want to share you with it. Yeah, funding institutions. Okay. So how we were having the funding institution? What was the era of developmental bank? From where we have started and now where we are ending. Right now we are in the which position? So this is the graph. This is the chart. This is the steps, facts regarding the developmental institutions. Earlier what you were having, now what you are having, and what have been converted to which. That is what we are going to study. A brief study what you were having earlier and now what you are having. How you have started the genesis of developmental bank. So fact one, for the first 4 decades or so, the developmental banks took upon themselves the task for facilitating the Industrial Developmental Bank of India. Yes, in the first 4 decades, so the developmental banks took upon them the responsibility to have the Industrial Developmental Banks of India, in the Industrial Developmental Institutions of India. So as after the first 4 decades, we got the for the first 4 decades or so of the developmental of bank have been taken. What happened? As you have got the independence, you have to develop yourself now. As the sector is underdeveloped, so you have adopted the concept of industrial developmental bank. Okay, so first 4 decades we were having the industrial developmental bank for the development of industries. So after the independence, under first 4 decades, we were in the requirement of industrial development. So first we were having industrial developmental financial institutions for the development of industrial sector. Initially, the genesis begins with the industrial sector. Initially, we are having industrial developmental bank under the Indian Developmental Bank. Fact 2, developmental banks were the purveyors of credit. Yes, they are the only providers of the credit. These did not accept deposit from the public as the way commercial bank do. Important thing which you have to remember, MCQ question. These banks do not accept the deposit. These are the developmental banks for the developmental purpose and they are only there to provide the finance. Acceptance of deposit is not the purpose of developmental banks. Fact 3. Set up in 1948, IFCI was India's first developmental bank. Yes, under the first 4 decades after the independence, the first purpose is to develop the industrial sector. And we are having the Industrial Developmental Bank, under which we are having IFCI, the first bank, the first Indian developmental bank. It was followed by ICICI in 1955 and IDBI in 1964. Three developmental banks we were having. Fact 4. IFCI later on converted into NBFC and ICICI and IDBI converted into the commercial. Got it, everyone? And fact 5. NABARD is the lone survivor, only a survivor from the era of developmental banking in India. So the era of developmental banking is continued by NABARD. After all these three institutions which we were having earlier, now the era is continued by NABARD. Got it, everyone? So this was all about your NABARD. Hope so the concept was very clear. If you have any kind of doubt regarding this, you can ask me. Drop your comment regarding the lecture as you like the lecture. And as I have taken this individual topic in this lecture, as if you want any of the topic which I should take for you, please let me know. Ma'am, take this particular topic we have to understand. Please drop your comment in the comment box. Ma'am, please take this particular topic we are not able to understand. Please make us understand this topic and make a video for it. I will make a video for it. Okay, guys? So it was all about today. And before leaving, I want to tell you the most important thing, that the iconic subscription is very much fruitful, guys. As if you go for the combo subscription, It will provide you the benefit of both foundation also and intermediate also, and in a very pocket convenient fees. As if you will go for 12 month subscription for both CA foundation and intermediate, so your fees will be 47,000 only, and that too with 10% discount. Okay. And as if you are going with 24 months subscription, that your fees will be 80,000 rupees for intermediate and CA foundation, guys. For this is how much pocket convenient. As if you are going for individually for CA foundation and then you are going for intermediate, it will cost more. But as if you will have the iconic subscription, the combo subscription for CA foundation and intermediate combo, then it will be like a great opportunity for you all, and it will be like a pocket saver for you all. Your your money will be saved with this. As you can see, there are very highly cost things are there outside. You are getting a lower fees in this institution, so you should have the advantage of this. As an academy is always there to think about you and think about your pocket. If you'll ask me, ma'am, we should go for CA foundation subscription or iconic subscription, so I will suggest you to go for the iconic subscription. It is beneficial for you all in the terms of time also and in the terms of money also. So you should go for iconic subscription. Okay, everyone. Okay. After this, I want you to follow my profile on Unacademy's website. The link of my profile is given below in the description box. I want you to follow my profile for having the latest update regarding my lectures. Okay, guys? Okay. So, guys, thank you for being there. It was a great lecture with you all. And as if you have any kind of doubt regarding this, you can ask. Today, we have done with the concept of NABARD. Okay, that was a funding institution. In detail, we have seen the concept of NABARD. There can be many MCQs which can be asked from the NABARD. You have to go with that. Okay, guys, take care. Tada. Bye bye. See you in the next lecture.